All right, hey, I just wanted to check in because I finished another book. It is the third Dark Tower book, The Wastelands by Stephen King. Now, I will say that the first two books of the Dark Tower series didn't really hold me very much. This one got me into it. This one got me all the way into the series. I am so excited for it going forward now. So, a quick little recap. The first book was Roland kind of just... You're really thrown into it, which I think is what threw me off, is how much you're just kind of thrown into this world in the first book. So the first book, you're following Roland, a gunslinger, and he's after this man in black for some reason, and he goes to this town and ends up slaughtering everyone. It's this weird book, right? Then there's the second book, where he goes and meets his companions for the future quest. So he meets with... also in that first book, there was Jake, which is a very important part of this book. Jake is a young kid who died and then didn't die and then died and then didn't die, and it's this weird thing. But the second book, we meet Eddie and Susanna, which are Roland's companions for the rest of the series, I'm assuming. And in this book, it takes place after meeting the companions. So it kind of finally set up the world, I feel like, and in this book, we're in it. And we understand the world we're in, to an extent. So it starts off with the three of them, Eddie, Susanna, and Roland. They're walking on this path still, and they come across a guardian bear named Mur, I believe. And he has a antenna dish hat thing sticking out of its head, and that's the way to kill it, is by shooting that. So Roland has Susanna do that and kills this bear, and it's guarding one of, I think, 12 portals or paths that kind of intersect in lines that all end up going to the Dark Tower in the center. So they're at one of those points right now, and there's this kind of beam, right, that goes from one point to another point on any of these dots, and they have to follow that beam to get to the Dark Tower because they'll lead to the center. And so that is a majority of the first part of the book, is them following this beam. And they also are on a second quest to get Jake back. So Jake has been alive and not alive. He's in this weird state. And same with Roland. Roland and Jake, both of their minds are split completely. Kind of with what should have happened and what did happen. So Roland in the second book went into a guy's mind to stop him from killing Jake, who he had already met because he had died. So he stops Jake from dying, and that caused a split in their minds. And there was a really cool scene where Jake was in the moment again, and he knew everything was supposed to happen. He knew he was supposed to die and then didn't. And ever since then, it was all weird for 3 weeks or something like that. His mind was split because he should have died, but he didn't. And so a big part of it is Roland trying to bring Jake back as well and try to reunite his minds and Jake's minds. And it's crazy. There's a train named Blaine, and he's a pain. He loves riddles, and he's suicidal. There's a lot of crazy shit going on in this book. I really like the overarching theme of Ka and this destiny that they all are set upon, but none of them really can fully realize it in their mind. They just kind of get bits and pieces. For example, Eddie was looking at this stick, essentially, this piece of wood, and he knew he had to grab it and whittle it into a key, and he knew that he knew how the key needed to be made, and he had to keep trying to make it exactly right, and able to help Jake. And that's all he really knew. They all just get these kinds of pieces of information in their brain of what they kind of should be doing, and I really like it. I enjoyed the book all around. It got me fully into the Dark Tower series. I'm all in now. I actually went and picked up the fourth book already, and it's sitting on my TBR, the bottom of my TBR pile now. Which I know that, from what I have heard, I believe the fourth book does not immediately continue this cliffhanger that The Wastelands leaves you on. So I gotta gotta preemptively set my standards for that. But overall, this is a 4 out of 5. Very solid book. My favorite so far in the first 3 books of the Dark Tower series. Like I said, fully engrossed me in the world at this point. I like the characters a lot. I really like the quest they're on, this mystery. What is the Dark Tower? What's it really going to hold? What's it going to be like? What else could be guarding it? There's just so many questions and so much that we're going to see, and I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm excited to hear about Roland's past, because I believe that's a majority of the 4th book is a lot of Roland's past. I could be wrong, but I'm excited to hear about it, and yeah, I'm excited to continue this series. I just said excited about 40,000 times, but anyway, I appreciate y'all for checking in and watching, and I'll see you next time.